Hey guys, Andrew McInnis here from WagerTalk.com, back with another CFL betting video here. It is the CFL opening week as the CFL starts on Thursday with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers going head to head with the Hamilton Tiger Cats in a Grey Cup rematch game. We're going to jump into 5 key betting tips when betting the CFL. And guys, of course, some of these rules are going to apply to betting the NFL as well and other football leagues. But let's jump right into it. We'll keep things short and sweet with each rule. Rule number 1, look at these openers and be aware of them. Be aware of the line movement. I think that compared to a lot of other leagues, a lot of other sports, we're going to see plenty of movement in the CFL just like we do every single season. Have a plan beforehand. Create your own numbers and try and get to know these teams as much as you can before you even see these numbers pop up. We'll see both sides and totals move at an extraordinary amount. And you need to have your plan ahead of time if you're going to jump on it or wait to get a certain number, whether it's backing a favorite or backing a dog. As far as totals goes, same thing. You're going to want to jump on this number, or you're going to want to wait on it to drop or get a little bit higher, depending on if you're going under or over. So that's one thing I'll say, guys. Make sure you're watching these opening odds. If they come out on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday morning, they will be much different on Wednesday than they're going to be on that Saturday afternoon kickoff. I can guarantee you that. So make sure you're checking these numbers, guys, early in the week, not waiting for the weekend to come along when you're cracking a cold one, sitting back ready to bet some CFL when you're missing out on a great number you could have gotten on Wednesday evening. Let's jump into rule number 2, change. Change is important in every single league, but most important in the CFL because there's such a turnover in skill level every single season. We'll see star-studded quarterbacks, wide receivers, pass rushers, and the list goes on of players that get moved around. And not just players, but coaching staff. We always see head coaches moving around. We're seeing management move around, and it will make a difference. We'll see a new quarterback head to a team that many people might think has very high hopes to be very successful with that team. But it's going to take some time. It doesn't happen right away. It doesn't fit in right away. Same thing with the secondary. We're seeing certain teams this year in the offseason pick up lots of great defensive players. But will they make an impact right away? That's the decision you have to make. And the head coaches, same thing for this year with no preseason, a lot of different head coaches on several different teams, and you have to make decisions whether or not that's going to be an immediate impact, going to take a few weeks to help out that team, and how that change will impact each and every team. Because every single year, the way I start my CFL handicapping is checking out the change. Which teams change the most and which teams stayed the same. Let's jump into rule number 3. Be patient. If you have a theory regarding a team at the start of the season and it doesn't come in fruition right away at the start of the year, don't give up on that team. I'll give you an example. This year, 2021, the Toronto Argonauts, they made some moves in the offseason, both defensively and offensively, and they got some great new coaches. I think this team will be covering plenty of point spreads down the stretch in the season, but out the gate, they have some chemistry stuff to work on. They have some playbook stuff to make sure they can take care of. Without a preseason, I don't expect them to start the year too strong, but I'm going to be patient with the Argos, and I think I'll get some great plus money numbers and grab them on the points quite a bit during the season. So be patient on certain teams, on coaches, on quarterbacks, on defenses, and don't give up hope on them and your theories just a few weeks into the season. Number 4, scheduling. This one's huge, guys, in every single league. But in the CFL, of course, we have the East Coast and the West Coast. And make sure you're checking these schedules. If you're going to handicap any sport, especially football, make sure you are checking the schedule. Make sure you're checking who the team is playing, the week prior, who they played, who they're playing the next week after this current game, the week after that, how long their road trip is, how long their homestand is. That's going to be a factor in your handicapping, especially at the start of the season, and more importantly, at the end of the season. If a team at the start of the season, though, is going from the East Coast to the West Coast has always been a more difficult division. That's going to be tough for them. If they're opening up against Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, it's going to be a lot tougher if you were opening up against, let's say, the Argonauts, the Alouettes, and the Red Blacks. Make sure you are aware of scheduling, what game of a homestand a team is on, and what game of a road trip they're on. And that'll help you in your handicapping. Rule number 5, guys, this one's very simple, very to the point. Injuries. Some teams have better depth than others. You have to be aware of injuries. Make sure you're checking these depth charts, follow certain beat writers, check the depth charts on good websites you can rely on, and make sure you are aware of their injury status and get those updates when you need them to make the best possible wager and educated bet that you can with knowing the status of certain key players and their injuries. So to run through, guys, make sure you look at these openers. Don't wait until the weekend to always bet these games. Number 2, change. Make sure you know the change and turnover from certain teams from one season to the next. Of course, be patient. Don't give up hope on a theory or a team that you thought might be successful or won't be successful. Try and stick to your guns, but don't be afraid also to kind of adjust your theory on certain teams as well. Number 4, scheduling kind of speaks for itself. And injuries. Make sure you are aware if a player is going to be a little bit injured going into a game, if he's doubtful, questionable. Make sure you guys have that knowledge and you are aware of it. The CFL kicks off Thursday, August 5th, like I said, with Hamilton taking on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in a Grey Cup rematch. You can now grab my Grey Cup all the way through the CFL, the entire season package at wt.buzz/am. A profitable season in 2019. CFL had 1 year off due to the global pandemic, but they are back again for the 2021 season. Make sure you guys check me out at WagerTalk.com. Enjoy the season, guys, and best of luck. Canadian football is back.